Hey guys, Falcon 25 here, watching launch of CRS-20.
LD, go for launch.
If I recall correctly, I remember reading this will be the final flight of this type of Dragon. All the future flights,
T-minus 30 seconds.
cargo flights to the ISS by SpaceX will be done with a modified version of the Crew Dragon. This vehicle has been to the ISS 7 times already.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9,
9, 8, 7,
6,
5, 4, 3,
2,
1.
0.
Ignition.
Liftoff.
Lift off the Falcon 9.
Dragon 1.
These night times, that booster loading should look pretty spectacular. So yes, like I said, this will be the last flight of the traditional Dragon.
Power and telemetry nominal.
At T plus 45 seconds, Falcon 9 has cleared the towers, and the final Dragon 1 flight is underway.
This Dragon will be birthed to Harmony.
Everything looking nominal for
Falcon 9 is
stage 1.
supersonic.
Heard the call out that the vehicle is supersonic.
And this Dragon has flown to the ISS on CRS-10 and CRS-16.
Vehicle is experiencing maximum dynamic pressure.
There we heard the call out for max Q. Coming up next, there are 5 events that will be happening in rapid succession. Main engine cutoff, or as you'll see in the event tracker on the bottom of your screen,
MECO.
Then stage separation, second engine start, or SES-1, followed by a boost back burn of the first stage and Dragon nose cone deploy. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is where all 9 M1D engines on first stage will shut down. This is immediately followed by stage separation, where the first and second stages will separate. A few seconds later, MVAC, or the M Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage, will ignite and begin to boost Dragon to low Earth orbit.
Impact shield started.
So again, MECO, stage sep, SES-1, all happening in quick succession. Let's tune in.
Then I'll tell you more about the actual payload inside the Dragon. Right, that's MECO.
Stage
Stage
separation.
step. And the first stage should very quickly start flipping itself. There you go. So you've got second stage engine start.
Side of your screen, and by the cheers in the crowd behind me, we have visual confirmation.
Oh, that
of
looks
second engine start
looks
as
nice.
that
That's boost
warm
back, I
flow
believe.
begins to build around the MVAC
You can see the
nozzle.
boost back actually on both
the
cameras.
left-hand side of your screen, we have an amazing visual of the first stage as it is performing its boost back burn. Now, this is the first of 3 maneuvers that the first stage will be performing.
Boost back entry
As
landing
Jesse
burn.
mentioned earlier, we will be landing back at landing zone 1 on the coast of Florida at Cape Canaveral. So the first stage has to completely reorient itself and head back west. It was flying east, now it's going to
That was the nose cone falling off, I believe. That little bit of the dark spot, the bright spot you can see in the second on the right camera.
5 seconds. MVAC is looking good. Everything nominal with our temperature and power readings there. And
There
you
you
can
go.
see on the left-hand side of our screen that the boost back burn has completed. Second stage looking good as Dragon is on its way to the International Space Station.
No, right, so the spacecraft, like the cargo is divided into 960 kilograms of science investigation,
Vehicle is on a nominal trajectory.
219 kilograms of vehicle hardware, 273 kilograms of crew supplies,
Acquisition of signal at Bermuda.
56 kilograms of spacewalk equipment,
In order
1
to make its
kg
way
of
back to the landing
computer
zone one,
resources.
The first stage executes a series of 3 burns. The first of which you just saw is the boost back burn, and as Kate mentioned, this is meant to slow the rocket down and orient it for re-entry. It also helps Falcon 9 laterally return to the landing zone. And shortly after this first burn is initiated, the grid fins, which are located near the top of the first stage, are deployed to help guide the rocket during descent. We're not showing a live view of the first stage right now because it's pretty dark, so you can't see it. But what you're seeing on your screen is the second stage continuing on its way to its targeted orbit. So then following the boost back burn, Falcon 9 executes its re-entry burn to slow itself down before hitting the dense part of the atmosphere. And
Reduce
then
them
the
to
last
kind
of
of
the
guide
3
it more
burns is
onto the
burn,
landing
which
zone.
begins just before touchdown, and that's to slow the vehicle down rapidly right before landing. So far, second stage is still looking good. It's T plus 5 minutes, and the second stage is taking Dragon to its targeted orbit. We've had an on-time liftoff.
Basically
just a
everything's
few
nominal
minutes ago, and we're just about a minute away
from the entry
that
environment.
second burn on the first stage, that entry burn.
I'll get the music, just going to turn on the volume so I can talk about the payload. The unpressurized, they said that last time. Right, so the payload, the unpressurized payload is going to be the Bartholomew platform. Some of the supplies are going to help continue with the deep vein thrombosis experiment. Based on recent occurrence by an astronaut on ISS. Okay. So Bartholomew, named for the younger brother of explorer Christopher Columbus, formerly known as CEPHFISS or CEPHIS, I presume, which is a commercial external payload hosting facility on ISS, an external payload platform. Alright, so we're about to have the entry burn. You can see the coast of Florida there. It's an external payload platform developed by Airbus Defence and Space, German built and operated by ESA. Bartholomew will provide power and data transmission for up to 12 payload slots, and will be the first external commercial research platform to be installed in the ISS. There we go.
And there it is. Entry burn has started. This burn will last about 20 seconds long. Again, as I mentioned earlier, there's those great things that you see on the left-hand screen near the top of the first that's guiding the vehicle to the landing zone. And there's that shutdown of that entry burn. Just about 40
See the vehicle kind of
seconds away
gliding slightly, but that's
from the
basically acting like itself.
The landing burn will last about 30 seconds before the vehicle touches down.
So the Bartholomew platform will be robotically installed outside of Columbus, and later this month, and astronauts will hook up wiring on a spacewalks ready to structure to science payloads. It is emphasizing its usefulness for commercial companies, academic institutions, and other low or budget customers. Okay, so the vehicle, the first stage is now moving it slower than the speed of sound, just due to drag. I'll turn the volume up.
There's that landing burn starting.
We got some cameras at LZ1. I presume that's just the exhaust kind of getting blown around. It's causing those really bright flashes. Because the camera's having to go from really dark to really bright quickly.
Stage 1 landing leg deployed.
There we go. And it's down.
And the Falcon has landed
For the 50th time.
50th time in SpaceX history. What an amazing live view all the way to touchdown.
That's the advantage of
Awesome
the...
view of our first stage for the 50th time. Congratulations to the entire SpaceX team for another successful landing.
Indeed.
This marks our
And there's the
50th
second stage I didn't cut off.
First stage recovery, which is an important part of our commitment to vehicle reusability.
A lot of excitement as we hit yet another milestone here. There's a big crowd in Mission
Nominal
Control behind
orbit
me,
insertion.
as you probably could tell. So at this point, second stage is performing nominally. We had an on-time liftoff from Cape Canaveral, and among all the excitement, we did get the call out for a second engine cutoff. So at
But we're
this
about to
point,
have
we're
payload
waiting to
deploy.
hear
I believe that's the
confirmation of good
Bartolomeo
orbit.
platform there.
And we do have that confirmation. So good orbit has been confirmed, and at this point, second stage has one last major task to perform, and that's to command separation of Dragon, which should be happening in less than a minute from now. Actually, hopefully just in a couple of seconds, now that I'm looking at the timeline. We should have video here and there. We can see a view into the
There it
Dragon
goes.
trunk. That is the pressurized section, successfully deploying away from second stage.
You can see those covers of those we deploy and the solar arrays we deploy. Right, so carrying on with the
That
experiment talk.
unpressurized cargo is
Right, so Airbus spent about 40 million euros to develop the Bartolomeo platform, according to DLR, the German space agency. DLR says accommodations on board Bartolomeo will be priced from 300,000 to 3.5 million euros per year. Data from experiments attached will be routed to the ground through the space station's telemetry system. Then go into cloud storage, where scientists can access the information via smartphone. German-made laser communication terminal will be added to Bartolomeo in 2021, allowing faster data links between experiments and their operators on the ground. So that's still have a code. Airbus is also partnering with the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs to solicit ideas for Bartolomeo payloads from around the world. Developing countries are particularly encouraged to participate. Another experiment comes from Delta Fossil, which will study water droplet formation and microgravity and helps developing better performing shower heads while reducing water usage. I'm not going to claim to understand that, as in how that will help, but hey, so be it. Now the Dragon is a relatively slow solar array deployer, whereas the Soyuz is just kind of snap out. Hold up, what was that?
right now the solar arrays are compacted, folded up along the side of the Dragon trunk, and that's the view that we see there on the left. As I've mentioned a couple times tonight, this is the final cargo resupply mission to the International Space Station using the first version of our Dragon vehicle. The upgraded version
Who also said that?
next has a different trunk design than the one that we're currently looking at.
There you
The new
go.
version, oh, there we have visual confirmation of deployment of the solar arrays.
Bit sluggish, but
As Dragon
it moves
stretches its
quickly
wings
then.
for the very last time, I'd like to congratulate the SpaceX
Oh yeah, that's right,
NASA teams that have
this
designed,
is the other one, the Crew Dragon 2, or
and
Cargo
supported
Dragon
the
2.
spacecraft over the last decade. Your hard work has paved the way for the first Crew Dragon flight with NASA astronauts later this year.
Cargo Dragon 2 doesn't have these kind of extendable solar arrays, just has the ones that are on the actual trunk.
Dragon is now on its way to the space station. Very exciting day, as you can hear the crowd behind me. Over the next couple of days, Dragon will perform a series of orbital height adjust maneuvers with its Draco engines until it's within a few kilometers of the International Space Station. Then Dragon will establish a communications link with the space station. And then we will perform a series of checks on the vehicle. And when both NASA and SpaceX are ready, we'll initiate a slow approach to the International Space Station, pausing at several checkpoints along the way to ensure crew safety. When Dragon is within 10 meters of the station, the astronauts aboard will capture Dragon using the station's robotic Canada arm in a process called berthing. Finally, Mission Control in Houston will send commands from the ground to the station's robotic arm to rotate and install Dragon to the Harmony module. Dragon will remain at the space station until the beginning of April before returning to Earth with research and return cargo.
We had an on-time liftoff from Cape Canaveral Space Launch Complex 40, a beautiful ascent and return of our first stage for the 50th time landed back. We landed the Falcon 9 for the 50th time, and as you just saw on your screen, a beautiful stretching of the last solar array deployment of the first version of Dragon. Dragon's arrival, capture, and installation to the space station will be streamed live on March 9th, starting at 5:30 a.m. Eastern on NASA TV. Dragon will spend about 4 weeks attached to the space station before returning to Earth with cargo and research.
That's going to end our live launch coverage, but we'll be posting mission updates on NASA and SpaceX's social media accounts. We want to give a big thanks to the Range and the Federal Aviation Administration for their support today. And finally, thank all of you, the viewers, for joining us for such an exciting mission tonight. Until next time, have a great weekend.
Says that was launch of CRS-20 on a Falcon 9. I'm Boston 25. Goodbye.